Now, for a consumer, how big do you think the risk difference is between using some custodial lending product and trying to generate yield on Lightning through running their own node? Like, is this like an order of magnitude difference in risk? How do you quantify that?
It's really difficult, and I think it's sort of, I don't know if it's even worthwhile. Really, what it comes down to is, I mean, there's a few ways to look at it, right? Like, how low does your risk have to be to risk a asset that on average increases in value 100% annualized, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, like, and what yield do you have to be getting, right? Like, is it worth risking that at all for like 2%,
Yeah.
right? Or is that like silly? And this the decision is a decision different for everybody, right? If it comes to running your, like, for me, like I would definitely risk some of my Bitcoin putting it to work in the Lightning Network because I know what I'm doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, would I trust River to do it for me? Yes, because I trust my company and I know what we're doing.
Yeah.
Um, but if would I recommend that, like, a noob to Bitcoin risks all their Bitcoin on their own Lightning node and they're not super technical? No.
Yeah.
I say, like, get smart about it. Put someone there, and then figure it out if you want to keep going.
Right. Is there when you're thinking about operations at River today, is there a constraint on like how much capital you're willing to put on a hot Lightning wallet?
Absolutely, yeah. No, we keep the vast majority of Bitcoin in multi-sig, totally offline cold storage, and anything hot is like sort of considered at risk in some way, shape, or form. We've never lost funds ever, whether in a hot wallet or otherwise, and we work very hard to make sure it stays that way. But it's all about, there's no such thing as zero risk, and we're viscerally aware of that. But the good news is, as the Lightning Network implementations get more and more robust, as we build out our own infrastructure for securing key material and detecting suspicious activity, we feel more and more comfortable putting more and more Bitcoin on the node. So it will just take time.
Right. Yeah, I guess is there a point at which, if the network grows really quickly and if the price of Bitcoin goes up really quickly, do you think there's going to be a point where some participants just go, whoa, I can't keep up. Like, I'm not willing to put any more funds into a hot wallet. Do you think that's a realistic outcome?
I think what's going to happen is that if there is yield to be had, people will earmark deposits explicitly for that, acknowledging that there's risk. That's the ethical way to do this. The ethical way to do this is to, once you start getting like larger and larger, and you're like, okay, this is actually like material, then, or it's like more than we could cover ourselves as a company if we lost this. Like, that's when you have to start asking the question, okay, like, do we ask clients explicitly to take a risk with the Bitcoin in return for yield, right? And that's the right way to do it, in my opinion.